to Mr. Bashar Kilani from IBM, Territory Manager in IBM. So Bashar, if you would.
Thank you. Thank you. It's working good. So thank you very much. My name is Bashar Kilani. I'm the Territory Manager for IBM for the Gulf countries and Levant. I am from Jordan, so I have an advantage over my colleagues playing on my home turf here. I think IBM's been around for 101 years. Last year we had our big centennial celebration in New York, and we had leaders from all around the world to talk about IT and challenges in the region. We were honored by having His Majesty King Abdullah talking to many distinguished guests about the challenges and the opportunities for IT in this part of the world. His Majesty focused on the young population. 50% of the Jordanians are below 22 years of age. Very high education level, good speakers of English. They have a great reputation around the region. They speak Arabic. And there are many, many other opportunities that ICT can bring to this region in order to create new jobs and create a new industry around that. And His Majesty sent a very strong message to the audience around that. Going on to the discussion about what's next, what's the next wave. We spoke about big data, we spoke about commerce, we spoke about business analytics, we spoke about security and cloud. And I think the way IBM is looking at it is we believe and we understand there is now a third wave when it comes to technology. We will move into what we call a smarter planet or a smarter world, a smarter city. And this is a smarter place where you will see more big data analytics, you will see cloud computing, you will see commerce, you will see security, you will see cloud, you will see social business all coming together in a new platform for computing. And this is what we call the smarter world or the smarter planet. Everywhere you see IBM advertisement around the world, you'll see the word smarter, because this is the third wave or the next platform of computing. That's going to touch us in every aspect in our life. I liked the question that Dr. Osama put forward and said, we don't know what we will do with big data. We have no clue. And I think I would agree with him to an extent. What IBM's done is we tried to see what this third platform or wave could look like, and we tried to create a metaphor or an example of what technology in that age would look like. Many of you remember the deep blue computer of the 80s, where IBM played against Kasparov in chess, and the computer won against the human brain in chess maybe 20, 25 years ago. That was simple because chess has very defined moves and probabilities, and you could actually define a computer and a program that can actually look at these probabilities and come up with the answer and can be faster than the human brain. I don't know how many of you heard about Watson. Watson is the founder of IBM, but also the name of the computer that we've launched last year in line with IBM's centennial. And Watson is a supercomputer, is a very powerful computer that can understand human language, analyze it, search in structured and unstructured data around the world, and come back with answers with certain probabilities. I don't know if in this part of the world many people hear about Jeopardy, but this is a very well-known game in North America. And Watson was able to beat two of the most professional players of Jeopardy. i.e., Watson was able to understand the language, understand the question, ask the question to the search for the answer in the structured and unstructured data, and come back with the correct answer. That is the smarter computing platform put together. That's the next wave of computing that we're talking about. How can we use Watson other than playing Jeopardy? Many of us have probably read in the press that Watson is now working in medicine, trying to solve issues around cancer or diabetes. Doctors ask Watson questions. Watson goes back, looks at all the structured and unstructured research around the world in cancer, and comes up with answers and probabilities within 6 seconds. That's an important step forward for human medicine and healthcare. Imagine what we can do with Watson in education. Imagine what you can do with Watson in the stock market. You can probably analyze the trends and see if you're going to make money or not. We in the Middle East here are trying to invite Watson to come to Dubai or to come to the region and do something for us in the Middle East. Look at some of our problems in the Middle East, the ones that were mentioned this morning about lack of content, or about Arabic search engines, or about things like diabetes or education in this part of the world, and how Watson can help us with that. We're looking at the Watson technology today for call centers. Why would you have many computers today and people looking at call centers when you can have one computer talking many languages, having access to all kind of structured and unstructured data, and can come back to you within less than 6 seconds with an answer? Watson last year was as big as a bedroom. This year is as big as a refrigerator. Probably in 2 or 3 years, Watson's going to be as big as an iPad. I don't know. But that's the next wave of technology and the next wave of computing that the smarter world and the smarter planet is all about. So big data is a big and important part of this. Cloud is the essence of this. Security is very important. Social business, doing business in the next age, and understanding how to use social media, how to use all these different data points and applications in order to put a value proposition around business. We're working today with many organizations around the region here, specifically in Dubai, around technology that will enhance the user experience on their websites, understanding how users behave, what they liked and what they didn't like, and how to transfer that into business. IBM is making a lot of investments in smarter commerce because we really believe that's the next wave of technology applications around the world. And maybe we're very right here. We're 400 times behind the rest of the world, but that's 400 times the opportunity ahead of us in order to do something around smarter commerce and technology around it. Very important also is to use technology in our daily struggle with energy. IBM's working with many research institutions in Saudi Arabia using nanotechnology and IT to deliver two kind of technological advantages. One is water desalination using nanotechnology, and the other one is solar energy. And if we can work together with these Saudi Arabian researchers and reduce the price of generating a kilowatt per hour of electricity from 15, 16 cents to 5 or 6 cents, that would make technology a great enabler for cheaper energy. And maybe one day Saudi Arabia or this part of the world can become an exporter of electricity rather than an importer of energy. So all these kind of technologies are going to converge together in a very interesting way into what we in IBM call the smarter planet. And we're seeing it happen every day. It's cloud, it's big data, it's security, it's social business, it's analytics, and it's all of it together. And that's what's going to make the difference. And I think this part of the world is very well positioned to take advantage of this. We've got the right resources. We are a very young population, a lot of education, and I think we just need the focus, and we need to select the areas where we want to make a difference. And I definitely believe if we start looking at what can Watson do for us in this part of the world, and look at the Oasis 500 companies with Dr. Osama and see how Watson, or the concept of Watson, can help these companies transform and innovate, I think they will automatically start thinking about the next wave of technology and the next wave of computing.
Thank you very much. Again, very interesting to me. As I said earlier, I work a lot in Saudi Arabia, and it's interesting to see how, the large corporations, so the Oracles, the IBMs, and the Microsofts of the world are really tailoring, if you want, their approach, their solutions to address some of the challenges that the Arab world and the region is facing. Other examples come to mind that are quite specific to the region: women employment and how can technology, or how can, you know, big players such as you gentlemen actually, you know, address this challenge. And there's a lot of discussions that, you know, I've been involved in, you know, with the Ministry of Labor in Saudi Arabia, for example, on how, you know, how to crack this problem. Others, the ones you mentioned regarding renewable energy, desalination, you know, specific problems that that the region is trying to address.
Two points, if you allow me to
Yes.
add on this one. Saudi Arabia has probably one of the highest female graduates in IT. And I think software business and software development is an ideal market for Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
If we can have a software development labs where you can have many female developers working and producing world-class software, that is an outstanding initiative. And we've started a number of discussions with that with the Saudi government. Also the focus on security and cloud. We will have in Saudi Arabia one of 9 SOCs around the world. So we will be taking a very bold step and have a SOC jointly with Mobily in Saudi Arabia. And of course, all of it is also around providing cloud services to the Saudi market and the market around it, jointly with Mobily.
Thank you very much, Bashar. Moving on to Jean-Claude Mishaka. Jean-Claude is VP